Welcome back to another episode of the JJ's Declutter podcast. I'm Julie.
And I'm Janis. And we're here to help you refresh your spaces and clear that mental clutter, one small intentional step at a time.
Today, we're diving into a spring cleaning cozy spaces reset. That means flipping and freshening your mattress, deep cleaning your bathroom, and tackling those pesky paper piles that somehow multiply overnight.
It's all about hitting the reset button in those spaces you use every day so you can truly relax, refresh, and reset your home and mind.
Really? Sorry. We really want you to relax and refresh and reset. I love that. Anyway. All right. Well, grab your cleaning gloves because your favorite fresh scented spray. We'll get back to that in a minute. And let's get to it.
So the first thing we're going to talk about is flipping and refreshing your mattress. Because let's start in the bedroom, because nothing says cozy and fresh like a clean, revitalized mattress. When was the last time you flipped or rotated yours, Julie?
Well, I think we may have rotated our mattress twice since we bought it 15, 16 years ago.
We don't do ours because it's a magic sleep number.
Gotcha. Well, ours is a Tempur-Pedic.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know, it's still really comfortable though. I love our bed. But when you do flip it and rotate it, if you can't flip the thing, then you can just rotate it. And it does help extend the life of your mattress.
Yeah.
And it's also healthier for you to do some of these things we're going to talk about.
Okay. So the reason the reason behind cleaning your mattress is that we all slough skin cells. And if they're small enough, they can filter down into the mattress and then your mattress gets heavier and heavier. That's the theory, at least, why your mattresses are heavier when they're old than when they're new. But anyway, but exactly, because if you can't flip it because it's a pillow top, which are so much more common nowadays, at least rotate it 180 degrees. So that means put the head where your feet were and the feet area where your head was.
Gotcha. So while you're at it, strip the sheets and wash them in hot water. And here, I always put a little vinegar in my wash with my sheets and towels too. Here's a quick mattress refresh trick. So you take baking soda and you're going to sprinkle it all over the mattress. Then you're going to let that set for 15 to 30 minutes. I suggest a half hour. Just give it a half hour. And I used to, when my kids were little and I was timing things like this, I would say, okay, when one episode of Mr. Rogers is over, we're going to go make the bed. So use what you got. Anyway, then you're going to vacuum that up with your upholstery attachment and you get 6 points if you spritz a little lavender or eucalyptus spray on top. And what I did with mine is I took vodka and put it in a little spritz bottle and a couple drops of the lavender. I was trying to think which one did I use. I did use the lavender for the beds. And then I just, after I vacuumed off the baking soda, then I just spritz with that and let that dry. It dries very quickly.
Now, this is another tip on cleaning a mattress. If you have other stains that are on the mattress, unfortunately, kids have accidents, dogs go on your bed, cats go on the bed. So if you want to get out urine stains, you would make a mixture of hydrogen peroxide, water, just a little bit of soap like Dawn, and put in, I think it's like a 1/4 cup of baking soda, and you put it in a Well, you don't
Spray.
need to actually, you could do it two different ways. That's the way I learned how to do it. You put it in a spray bottle, you shake it up and you spray it on and you let it soak and you let it dry. And once it dry, you vacuum it up. If you wanted to skip some of those steps, you could probably put the baking soda on, spray it with the hydrogen peroxide, and then vacuum it up because the hydrogen peroxide will break down some of the biological
Protein stains.
stains, and the baking soda will absorb the odors, and it will also make it dry faster. But
Gotcha. Cool.
anyways, but I like the lavender in the spray because that really sounds like a dream. And
Yeah.
don't forget the pillows, because
Mhm.
most can go in the washer, and if not, at least give them a good sun bath to freshen them up. So put them out in the sun on a nice sunny day, because it's just like clothesline dried clothes always smell better than the things you throw in the dryer. They just do. But
Mhm.
anyways, so here's how to properly wash your pillows. First, check the label to make sure they're machine washable. You want to use a gentle detergent and wash on a delicate cycle with warm water. Throw in 2 pillows at a time to balance the load. And if you have a really large washing machine, you could probably put 4 in, but don't do more than 4 because you're going to break the agitator if you've got a top loading. But when you take them out, you want to put a couple of clean tennis balls or dryer balls in the dryer to help fluff them up. And make sure, even though you're drying them on low heat, you have to make sure they're completely dry to prevent mold. Or you
Ugh.
could just go to Costco in the summer when they're on sale and buy new ones and get rid of the old ones.
Donate the old pillows to the local vet or animal shelter because they can always use those for pets. So get yourself some new pillows. I think that's my assignment for myself this week. But I tell you, having a clean bed means better sleep. It really does. So let's move on to the next cozy space.
I don't Are
And that,
bathrooms cozy?
well, we're going to scrub your bathroom top to bottom. So let's talk about the bathrooms. Mine's cozy because it's so small. They're one of the most used rooms in the house, and nothing feels better than a sparkling clean space. So let's break this down into small doable doses so that it's manageable for you.
So first up, decluttering. Go through those cabinets, drawers, and that shower caddy. Toss expired products, old razors, empty bottles, and anything you haven't used in the past 6 months. That's probably a good
Absolutely.
time frame.
Yeah. Yeah. Next, we're going to start from the top down and we're going to dust the light fixtures, the vents, the mirrors before getting into scrubbing mode. So, start at the ceiling and you're going to work your way down. And this way, dust and grime are going to fall downward because gravity, and you're not cleaning the same spot twice.
Yep. So now for the shower and tub. Spray a powerful cleaner on tile, grout, and glass doors. Let it sit for 10 to 15 minutes while you tackle other areas. Then, after those 15 minutes, come back and scrub with a stiff bristle brush or a magic eraser for those tougher stains.
While that's soaking, you can move on to the sink and countertops. So wipe down all the surfaces with a disinfectant cleaner. And depending on what your bathroom counter is made of, I have, it's just linoleum, so I can use vinegar on mine. But if you have marble countertops in your bathroom, don't use the vinegar. So you're going to wipe down all the surfaces with your disinfectant, and then you're going to pay attention to faucets and handles because they really collect grime so quickly. If you have a white porcelain sink, a little baking soda and lemon juice work wonders.
So now we're going to talk about the toilet next.
You
It's
sound
always
so excited, Janis.
it's just my favorite thing to deep clean. So here's a quick deep clean method. I haven't tried this, but maybe some of you have, pour baking soda and vinegar into the bowl, let it sit for 5 minutes, scrub with a toilet brush, making sure to get under the rim. Use disinfecting wipes for the handle base and the floor around it. Now, I actually have a video of me comparing two different ways of cleaning under the rim. And this is probably a great week for us to put that out there because I was just using Lysol, but instead of just squirting it, I actually put on a glove and I scrubbed it using my fingers to make sure that it stuck because it's hard to get that stuff underneath the rim. And I let it sit there for, I think I let it sit for 10 minutes. And then I made sure I scrubbed it and I rinsed it, and it actually did a really good job. So you didn't have to do all this other stuff.
Right.
Another favorite for deep cleaning your toilet, if you've got those water stains, the line stains, is to use the power pumice, powerhouse pumice. That's what it's called, and it's a cleaning stone that you wet and you just kind of rub it along the line, and it will come off without scratching the porcelain.
Absolutely. And it's nice. The powerhouse one is a really fine
Yes.
grit of pumice. And
I mean,
so
you touch it
that
and
is
it
what
just
I really
starts
like.
disintegrating, which is good
Yeah.
because you don't want something really, really hard. Like the ones you use on your feet, no, those are too hard. You will scratch that porcelain.
That's right. So, all right, now that we've done that, we're going to get to the floors. So, let's sweep up hair and dust first. Then you want to mop with a disinfecting cleaner. And again, you want to pay attention to what you're using on your floor, because if you have tile floor with grout, you don't want to really use the vinegar unless you're able to get it immediately wiped off with clear water until it is clear. And that is that's pretty important to make sure that you're paying attention to the materials that your home is made of so that you can clean them properly. So don't forget to clean behind the toilet and under the cabinets.
And here's a pro tip. If you really want that whole hotel clean feeling, swap out old towels for fresh ones, wipe down the shower curtain or the doors, and add a little eucalyptus or lavender for an instant refresh.
Love it. Now, what is one of the biggest sources of mental clutter? Purging the paper piles. Yes, yes, paper clutter. It's sneaky. It's overwhelming, and somehow it breeds overnight. It's worse than Tupperware. Let's break it down so that you can tackle it without stress.
First, start by gathering every single paper pile in one place. Now, I don't know if you want to do it for the whole house, but at least in one room. So that means mail, receipts, school papers, magazines, everything that you can see, because it's easier to deal with it when it's all together.
True. So once you have the pile, it's time to sort quickly using keep, shred, recycle method. So you're going to keep only necessary items like bills or tax documents and active paperwork. For instance, when I sent in my license plate renewal, I hung on to the paper until I actually had the new tags for the license plate there. And then out it went. Shred anything with personal information that you no longer need. Shred it.
Yeah.
If you are fortunate enough and live in an area where you have you can have a burn barrel, then go ahead and burn it. And then the third thing is recycle. So that's going to be all that junk mail and the magazines and anything that's just not sensitive. You get your bank statement, and the last 3 pages are in all different languages, giving the statements that they have to give you, but it takes 3 pages to do that. Those automatically go recycle when I open that mail.
Now, a great tip is to use a portable file box or folders for what you want to keep. Label them clearly so you can find what you need later. If you're comfortable going digital, a scanning app can help minimize physical paper clutter. So you could either use your phone to scan things, or you could use your printer if it has a scanning function, and then it'll go directly to your computer.
Mhm. And let's talk about stopping the pile up in the future. I love setting up a drop zone. And it's you either have a tray or a wall organizer where all the incoming paper lands before being sorted. Now, you can have a drop zone for that, or you can be like a lot of us do when we're walking from the mailbox back to the house, we're going through the mail and looking at it. By the time I'm in the house, I know exactly where everything's going. The majority, yes, it goes to recycle. Then there's the other things that I deal with right then. So if you do have a drop zone, if you've got different members of the family that go and empty the mailbox, then have yourself a drop zone, a special basket. This is where the mail goes. And then you can go through that.
The junk mail, when it comes in, it goes directly into the recycle. It used to do that. We used to do that in the garage because we used to have the recycle. We had a recycle container right by the door. We got rid of that one, but we now have one in the kitchen, and mail goes, we look through it and boom, it goes right into the recycle now. But another trick is called the one touch rule. So when you pick up a piece of paper, handle it immediately. That means you deal with it. You file it, you toss it, or you do whatever you need to do with it instead of just letting it sit there and procrastinating about, oh, I need to find this other paper so I can fill it in and then send it off. Do it when you see it, rather than letting it lay there and then having to search for it before the deadline.
And it's fascinating to me how I will set something aside like that, where there's this part of the bill and that part of the bill or whatever that I have to take care of. And I'll set it aside. And when I finally get down to doing it, less than a minute to actually pull the paper out, write the check, I'm done. So yeah, I always surprise myself with that. So let's talk a little bit about those sentimental papers, like the birthday cards, kids' artwork, handwritten notes. Consider a memory box or digitizing them so that they don't have to take up space, because you can digitize with your phone so easy now.
Yep, just click and then it goes into the recycle.
Yeah.
So that's a great idea. The key is to create a simple, sustainable system that prevents paper clutter from creeping back in. Wow, what a refresh. We tackled the bed, the bath, and those sneaky paper piles.
And remember, spring cleaning isn't about perfection. It's about making your home a more intentional, relaxing place for you.
So what's your cozy space reset challenge this week? Let us know in our Facebook, ABC Declutter with JJ -community, or tag us on Instagram at ABC Declutter with JJ.
And if you found today's episode helpful, or you just liked it, you can please leave us a review and share it with a friend. They might need a little spring refresh too.
Yeah. And remember, keep it simple.
Keep it intentional.
And as always, keep decluttered.